Happy Monday. I'm Lashana Guy, and this is Good News Only, where we celebrate the stories that uplift and bring us all together. Every weekday at 10:30 a.m. and then again at 1 p.m., we are celebrating the Good News Only, the feel-good stories and the community and the local headlines that bring a little more light to your day. And I want to hear from you too. So if something good is happening in your world, a personal victory, a community success, a birthday, or just something that made you smile, email me at news25 at week.com and let me know what you have to good to share. Well, let's share your good news right here on the show with everybody. Now, today's show is full of reasons to smile, as always. Um, but I want to start with you. What did you do this weekend? How did your weekends go? My weekend, I know I left the house, but I can't quite recall for what. So I'm sure it was some menial task. Um, but I don't. But at least I did leave the house. Typically, I stay home and do absolutely nothing. I was supposed to go running, which I had planned to follow through on that plan, but the weather made that impossible for with the group I was going to go with. So I didn't get to do that. But my hope is that I can try again next Saturday because I really am looking forward to getting back into running. Are you a runner? If you're a runner, send me an email to news25 at week.com and let me know where you go running. If you run outside. Now, I was running outside for a time on a trail and back at home before I moved here, and I really liked that. But then one day, I decided to go to a different spot to run, and I stepped on a snake. And I try not to say it too loud because I want my phone to hear it and then start sending me pictures of it. So I haven't ran in a minute, in about a year and a half ish. Because then I moved and just life changed. And, sometimes when your routine, one thing about your routine is thrown off, it throws you all the way off. So, but I'm ready to get back into it because I always feel so much better when I run. Like I can think clearly, like it helps me clear my mind. And it's so therapeutic. It makes me feel good to run. I'm more creative when it's over. A friend of mine, I think she described it as a runner's high. I don't know if I felt that necessarily when I would stop running, or after a run, but I definitely felt, well, maybe that's what it is. But I definitely felt just more relaxed, more at ease, and my body felt stronger when I was doing it. So I'm looking forward to getting back into it. But again, if you run, let me know where. Do you run inside? Now, what I don't like running on a treadmill. I found that like hurts, like my shins, it hurts. I don't like the way that feels, which is interesting because you would think that the ground, well, maybe not. Maybe the ground isn't like asphalt. I would think it would be harder or the same as a treadmill, but I don't like the treadmill at all. Like I can walk on it for a time, but running on a treadmill, no. But I prefer running outside, like on the actual ground. But again, if you go, let me know where you go. I need to find a good, safe, preferably a place that's a little bit out the way to run because I just want to be back to myself. I want to be healthy. I want like my stamina was just so much more. Like I had so much more. I could walk up a flight of stairs. You know what I'm saying? And even if my nose was stuffy, I could breathe. So I'm just looking forward to getting that back in this newish mid-year, right? Like I didn't set that as one of my goals. Remember, I said I just wanted to be free this new year. I just wanted to welcome in whatever was coming my way for the year. So I didn't set any real goals for this year. My goal was to be open. So this is one of those things that I think has come back around. I feel like I want to do it, so I'm going to do it. Anyway, we'll have more good news after the break. Welcome back to Good News Only. So, I want to tell you about what Midwest Food Bank was up to last week. So, Midwest Food Bank provided some relief for communities that were hit hard last week by the storms. So that was really nice. There was a truck packed with aid, and it left on Thursday morning for Elk Grove Village, where supplies were staged before heading to impacted areas like Kankakee. So the shipment included 300 food boxes filled with shelf stable meals, plus 300 hygiene kits for families who may have been displaced. The organization says additional relief efforts could be rolling out in the coming days as needed, or as needs continue to be assessed. So Midwest Food Bank is also getting a boost from a $20,000 donation from One Earth Energy in Gibson City. The contribution helped replace a vital box truck used to transport food to pantries serving struggling communities. And anyone interested in helping can learn more or donate at midwestfoodbank.org. I just love when we see again how our communities step up when something happens, when things are going on. I'm sure that these families definitely appreciated receiving the aid at such a difficult time, and I wish them all the best. And so, more local news, local ish news. So, electric vehicle maker Rivian is gearing up to roll out its newest SUV. It's called the R2. The company plans to officially unveil the vehicle at the South by Southwest Festival in Austin, Texas. The performance version will start around $58,000. The standard model will be available for about 48 or 40 $4,500. Sorry, 45,000 48. Sorry, $48,500. My goodness, reading those words. So Rivian says deliveries could begin as soon as the spring, and the performance model is expected to hit the road first. So if you're in the market for a new electrical vehicle or electric vehicle, there you go. And so, speaking of cars, this is good news because we only talk about good news only, but it started with a scary situation. So, three Mississippi teens are safe today thanks to the quick actions of several good Samaritans. Their car ran off Interstate 10. It flipped several times and landed upside down in a water-filled culvert. As a parent, oh my goodness, the way that my mind would be lost. Witnesses say multiple drivers pulled over immediately and rushed into the water to help. One rescuer forced open the door, which is this guy here, who is the son to the gentleman you saw just right here. He says he didn't know his son was that strong. He said he was the first one to jump in that water and yank that door open. He had no idea he was that strong, but you'd be amazed at what you can do when the time comes. So he was able to pull those trapped teens to safety. There was a older sister and two younger siblings in the car. The older sister was the driver, and she said that she just remembers hearing voices, hearing her siblings cry, and say that the water, because they were in water, and the water was filling up the car. And then she said she just heard their voices kind of get further and further away. And then that's when she heard one of them, I think it was her brother, she said, told whoever was rescuing them, hey, my sister is still in the car. And so they were able to come. That's when she knew that they were being rescued, and that help was on the way for her as well. So she said she felt a large sense of relief. And then the two people you see here, these were two rescuers, the other two rescuers that were on site. The young woman called the teenager's mother to let her know, once everybody was with the paramedics, to let her know that her children had been in a car accident. And the mom says that getting the call that her children were in an accident but were alive is something that she will never ever forget. Investigators say there was a red Kia Soul that may have forced the teens off the road and then sped away. I've had this happen to me a couple of times, not just, and I remember it happening with semi trucks 2 times, 3 times, but never like with another car. But semi trucks, it happens. And I even had one driver like smile and wave at me as I was like going off the road. It's a thing. They tell you to give them space. You give them space. You give them the way, but there are some times where it's the people who are behind the wheel, right? Not necessarily the industry or the kind of vehicle, but that stuff happens, and it is very mean. It is very inconsiderate. It's very dangerous. They said that the driver saw the kids go off and flip and just kept going. And I mean that's heartbreaking. And these were children in a car. So authorities are still trying to locate the driver of this Kia Soul because that is a very dangerous thing. Those babies could have died. If they hadn't been babies, anybody could die. It's very, very dangerous thing to do. So I'm glad they're okay. I hope they find all the parties involved, and I hope the kids have a speedy recovery. You could see in the video the oldest girl, who was the driver. You could see she had a boot on her leg, so she did get hurt. But the other kids are safe and everybody's accounted for. So that's always good. And it's always good to have good Samaritans who will stop and do whatever they can to help whenever people are in need, especially when it's something that is so life threatening. I mean, the way that one of the bystanders just jumped in that water immediately without thinking and started pulling people out, without a moment's of hesitation. That's absolutely awesome. So great job, and thank you to him. Then I wanted to tell you about this woman who found her family. She's dealing with an illness, and she found her biological family after being adopted. So she's a Texas woman and she's facing a serious health diagnosis, and she's found hope in a long awaited family connection. So Marie Claire was adopted as a baby, and she spent years wondering about her biological relatives. After being diagnosed with a rare disorder, she decided to take a DNA test. The search led to a life changing match with a niece living in Quebec, Canada. The two recently met in person for the first time, forming a powerful bond despite the circumstances. Marie says finding her biological family has brought peace and a renewed strength during her illness. She hopes sharing this story encourages others who are searching for answers about their roots. I just love this story. I have a little bit of a personal, well, not a little bit, personal experience with something like this. I have a sister who was given up for adoption as a baby. She's older than me. And I think it was like in 2000, maybe 2002, I think. Maybe it was 2002. And I just got a phone call one day. She found us, and that was a really special moment. I remember we talked on the phone all day, and I remember we got off the phone for like a couple hours, and then we were on the phone again all night long, just comparing notes about what we looked like, what our lives were like, just who we were and what we were doing at that time, what we were hoping to do in the future. And it was a really sweet time. So I know not all reunions are that warm, or that sweet. But I think it is, I hope, I'll say that because I don't know from personal experience when it's the other way around. I hope for those who are looking for their families that they find what they're looking for just in terms of closure, because I think that did happen for my sister. I think it did help her get a sense of closure in terms of where she came from and who her family was, and that we, in fact, did love her and do love her. So congratulations to this woman. I can't imagine if you have like an illness like that. Like it would be very, very important. I think integral to understanding, especially when it's something that's rare and something that's genetic. You would need to know where that came from in terms of how you could survive it, or especially if you are considering having children yourself. These things are very important things to know. So I'm glad she was able to find the information she needed to find. It's a busy day in the studio today. Can you tell? Either way, we'll have more good news after the break. Oh, well, why didn't you just stand in there? Oh, oh yeah, you should have. You anytime you should have. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just it always is. I can turn it off, but the way that I sat back there and practiced this routine, if I push mute or if I turn it down, I'll forget and I'll come back and there will be no sound. Yeah, uh-huh. And I've told them. And they don't, I mean, they're like, it's fine, okay? Does it? That is good. Yeah, that is good. Well, that sounded like that was rated R. It's that right there. That one. Yeah, it's enough to drive you crazy. I don't remember. Welcome back to Good News Only. So, listen, I thought this was a really cool thing, and I think I want to say we ran this story in the 9 a.m. on Friday. I think we did. If we didn't, then that means I'm going to run it tomorrow. So you should stay tuned for that. Keep an eye out for that. But oh no, I didn't run this one. I ran a different story about a blind man who was able to continue woodworking after losing his eyesight, and then he went on, or he has gone on, to teach other people who are blind how to do the same thing. So it's a very similar story, but different. I just love stories that encourage us through any kind of ailments or disabilities that we might have. It just teaches you that you can really persevere and overcome anything. And it looks like we have a guest today. Do we have a guest? We
Hey.
do have a guest. How are you? Our
Good.
very own Sam Matheny.
Yeah, I was told I can pop in whenever
You
I
can.
want.
You can
And
pop
just
in
have
whenever
fun
you
on Good
want.
News Only. This is the spot to be every morning.
It
So,
is. It is. Everybody else comes through, and it's always so much fun.
yeah.
Everybody seems to have a good time when everyone comes, or when someone comes through and speaks to us. You know, Leon doesn't care one way or the other. He just comes.
He just comes on the show. What are we talking about, though? What's our good news right now?
So right now we're talking about this Braille Trail, and yeah, and so it's like this organization that is helping people who are sight impaired with jobs, like they're able to get jobs. Yeah. So it's this very similar story to the one that we ran on Friday and that we talked about here on Good News Only on Friday, where there was this guy who had lost his eyesight. He was attacked, and he lost his eyesight, and he continued doing woodworking.
Wow.
Yes, like you, and
How?
it was so cool, right?
Yeah.
And his concept for him is, he says the concept is to not adjust the tools to himself, but to adjust himself and others, because now he teaches to the tools.
Wow.
Yeah, so like he had like big saws and things that could cut your fingers off.
Yeah.
And he understood when to stop, where they were, and he has continued to go on and make hundreds of wood items, whatever they call them, sculptures. Is that what they call them? What do they call when they're like?
Like wood sculptures?
Is that what it's called? Okay, it's
Something
something.
like that. It sounds right. It sounds
Yeah,
right.
it'll work. But actually, one of his items are being shown at like in this auction, and
Wow.
like it's really cool. Like he does really really good work with no eyesight. And so now today we're talking about a group that is allowing for services to be rendered that where people can work, find jobs for those who read in Braille.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really cool. It's a light trail. So let me show everybody the video.
Let's put it up.
Sorry, wrong video. Actually, you know what? That's our time, and we have to go to break. So we'll be right back after the break. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're good.
That timer goes off and tells me what we're doing. I better do it.
Braille, is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, I'm like, where did it go? Oh, here it is, because I have it under something else. It's there.
There you go.
Well, thank you for stopping by.
Yeah.
I like it when people stop by.
Yeah, I'll just pop in. I'll pull a Leon.
Just come. Yeah, they like it when people come by.
Have a good break.
Yeah.
What's up? You guys got Polecat?
Yeah, we did. This is a completely other story question. Something about the piece of buses, which I was telling you about. Did you know about?
Yeah, Beacon High School is now taking over the bus service. Used to be run by the city of Beacon.
Is it like the city bus?
So, the school buses,
Oh, okay.
so they've leased, they've done like a thing now where they've turned the city, or they've turned the bus service over, the school bus service over to Beacon High School, so now Beacon High School is gonna be responsible for picking up kids and shit. So, they've never, this is something people have never done before, so be curious, how many buses are they gonna be in charge of, where are they gonna park the buses?
Yeah.
How do they do all this shit? Daniel Owens is the superintendent over there. She hates me. So, yeah, she does. I know for a fact she does. Because of the covering story that she didn't like because I got sent over there when there was it's when Peak High School kids used to do these like fights, these fight videos they put on TikTok. And so they would record people just picking fights with people, and they'd record them and post them. And so we had a kid who was a victim of one, and eventually one of our guys talked to him. So we met him at the bottom of the hill, which is in the park district's parking lot. She argued with me up and down that that's the school parking lot. And I said, I did my research beforehand when I first got there. And I was told by the former superintendent, once you go across the street, that's the school property. As long as you're in the parking lot, that's park district property. So she obviously doesn't know her freaking parameters. She does now, just like got the best of her. And so I interviewed the student. She came flying down in her car with her principal. Yelling at me, yeah, it's like, I can be here. No, you can't.
Welcome back to More Good News Only. Now, that's a wrap for me. Now, I want to hear from you. Please go to news25 at WEEK.com and let me know what you thought about today's show. In the meantime, be sure to check out the Midday Newscast and meet me back here today at 1 p.m. for more Good News Only. I'm LaShawna Guy for 25 News. Have a wonderful morning.